Hello viewers, welcome to Big Man Business YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be talking about Georgia's top imports and exports. In 2020, the Eurasian country formerly known as the Republic of Georgia exported items worth $2.6 billion around the world. This figure represents a 40.4% increase from 2016, but a minus 5.4% drop from 2019 to 2020. By value, 53.2% of Georgia's exports were supplied to European countries, while 41.2% were sold to Asian importers, according to a continental lens. North America got 3.4%, Latin America excluding Mexico but includes the Caribbean got 1.1%, Africa got 0.9%, and Oceania headed by Australia received smaller percentages got 0.3%. If you're new to the Big Man Business YouTube channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell to receive updates on new business expert videos. For more international business news and updates, please visit www.bigmanbusiness.com. Georgia's top trading partners. The following is a list of 15 of Georgia's most important trading partners, the countries that imported the most Georgian cargo in terms of dollar value in 2020. The percentage of total Georgian exports for each import nation is also indicated. Georgia's overall exports to China totaled $477.7 million, accounting for 18.7% of the country's total exports. $411 million in Russia accounts for 16.1%. Bulgaria has a budget of $310.7 million, accounts for 12.2%. $179.2 million in Turkey stands at 7%. $129.7 million for Ukraine stands at 5.1%. Armenia, $98.9 million stands at 3.9%. $96.9 million in Switzerland accounts for 3.8%. $95.9 million in Spain accounts for 3.8%. Azerbaijan, $84.4 million accounts for 3.3%. $78.2 million in the United States accounts for 3.1%. $60 million in Germany accounts for 2.3%. Uzbekistan with $43 million accounts for 1.7%. $36.2 million in Kazakhstan accounts for 1.4%. Belarus with $35.8 million accounts for 1.4%. $34.7 million from Italy stands at 1.4%. In 2022, the mentioned 15 trading partners will account for near 9/10, which is 85% of Georgian exports. China, Georgia's largest trading partner, boosted its purchases of Georgian products at the quickest rate, increasing by 129.2% from 2019 to 2020. Spain went up by 113%, Switzerland was up by 35.2%, and Bulgaria, which went up by 35.2%, are the other leading gainers among the top 15 clients. The United States went down by minus 39.6%, Azerbaijan was down by 36.7%, Uzbekistan went down by minus 36.5%, Kazakhstan was also down by minus 28.9%, and Ukraine are the countries with the steepest reductions among import clients for Georgian goods, which went down by minus 21.5%. Georgia's top exports. Georgia, which is strategically placed at the crossroads of Eastern Europe and Western Asia, exported $2.6 billion worth of commodities around the world in 2020. This figure represents a 40.4% increase from 2016, but a minus 5.4% drop from 2019 to 2020. The Georgian lari has depreciated by minus 31.4% against the US dollar since 2016, and has dropped by minus 10.3% from 2019 to 2020, according to the average exchange rate for 2020. Because Georgia's currency is weaker, exports paid for in stronger US dollars are cheaper for international buyers. According to the most recent data available, importers in China accounted for 18.7% of the global total, Russia accounts for 16.1%, Bulgaria with 12.2%, Turkey accounts for 7%, Ukraine with 5.1%, Armenia accounts for 3.9%, Switzerland with 3.8%, Spain also with 3.8%, Azerbaijan accounts for 3.3%, the United States is responsible for 3.1%, Germany with 2.3%, and Uzbekistan accounts for 2.3%. Altogether, they all purchased 80.9% of Georgia's export. On a continental scale, European countries received 53.2% of Georgia's exports by value, while Asian importers received 41.2%. Georgia exported 3.4% of its total exports to North America. Latin America, excluding Mexico, but including the Caribbean, got 1.1%, Africa got 0.9%, and Oceania, led by Australia, received smaller percentages of 0.3%. Given Georgia's population of 3.7 million people, the country's total $2.6 billion in 2020 exports equates to nearly $700 for each person of the Middle Eastern country. $854.6 million in ore, slag, and ash accounts for 33.5% of total exports. $470 million in beverages, spirits, and vinegar accounts for 18.4%. $273.1 million in iron and steel stands at 10.7%. $157.2 million in fruits and nuts stands at 6.2%. $116.3 million in gems and precious metals accounts for 4.6%. Fertilizers are worth $72.5 million, accounting for 2.8%. $63.7 million on knitted or crocheted clothes and accessories stands at 2.5%. $52.2 million in pharmaceuticals stands at 2%. $50.9 million for live animals accounts for 2%. $38.3 million in inorganic chemicals stands at 1.5%. The top 10 exports from Georgia accounted for 85.1% of the total value of its global shipments. Fruits and nuts were the fastest growing export category among the top 10, increasing by 44.6% from 2019 to 2020. Gems and precious metals came in second for increased export sales, with a 36.9% increase driven by gold. Georgia's live animal shipments increased by 31.5%, the third fastest increase in value. Pharmaceuticals, with a minus 59.3% reduction year over year, were the leading decliner among Georgia's top 10 export categories. Copper ores and concentrates account for 29.1% of total exports, iron ferroalloys with 9.7%, wine with 8.2%, mineral and aerated waters account for 4.6%, precious metal ores and concentrates account for 4.2%, alcoholic beverages also accounts for 4.2%, gold with 3.8%, miscellaneous nuts with 3.7%, nitrogenous fertilizers with 2.8%, and medication mixes accounts for 2.8%. All these are Georgia's most valuable exports. Georgia's total exported goods are expected to account for 4.6% of its overall gross domestic product, $56.1 billion in purchasing power parity US dollars in 2021. In PPP terms, the 4.6% contribution of exports to overall GDP in 2020 is down from 8.3% a year ago. Although based on a short timescale, this appears to imply a diminishing reliance on products sold on overseas markets for Georgia's entire economic success. The unemployment rate is another important measure of a country's economic performance. According to the International Monetary Fund, Georgia's unemployment rate was an average of 18.5% in 2020, up from 12.7% in 2018. Tbilisi is Georgia's capital and largest city. Between 2014 and 2018, the value of all Georgian export items decreased by 7% on average. Electrical energy exports increased by 128.5% among the top 20 most valuable products over a 5-year period beginning in 2014. Non-alcoholic drinks, excluding water, juice, and milk, came in second with a 56% approval rating. Since 2014, exports of sheep or goat meat have increased by 45.3%. The value of Georgia's exporting cyanide or cyanide oxides increased by 36%. Miscellaneous nuts went down by -39.8%, and medicine mixtures in dosage were the biggest losers, down by -26.9%. Thanks for watching this video. We are open to suggestions. Kindly drop your comments in the comment box and don't forget to subscribe to the Big Man Business YouTube channel. See you in the next video.